Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video I'll be teaching you how to cut a 6 pieces and also a 8 pieces skirt. So this skirt will be a bandless skirt and it is also free, and so it does not require a pattern paper or whatsoever. It is just free and we'll be drafting directly on our fabric. So without wasting much time, let's get started. Welcome back guys. So this is the measurements we'll be needing. We'll need the length of our skirts, we'll need the waist measurement, the hip measurement, and also the half length. So this half length is just like 3 inches or 4 inches above your new length measurement. So in case you don't have the half length, don't worry. So now let's do the calculation. This is just a simple calculation. So for a 8 pieces skirt, you will require your hip over 8. So for my measurement, my hip is 36, so 36 divided by 8, that is 4.5. And also for a 6 pieces skirt, the same calculation. Even if you are doing a 10 pieces, 12 pieces, depending on how many pieces you want to do, this measurement is very much needed. So for this video I'll be drafting a 6 pieces, but if you want to draft 8 pieces, you will also follow the same pattern. But what will be different is that the number of pieces you will cut will just be 8. So now from the calculation, I have 6 inches, so I'll measure times 2 of that at this lower part. It's not compulsory you make it times 2 if you don't have much fabric. You can make it, mine is 6, so 6 times 2 should be 12, so you can make it 9 inches on fold. That is where you open it, you have 18 inches. So now you measure 1 inch at this lower part there. That will be your hemming for the lower part. Then you measure your length, that is the full length of your skirt. Mine is 39, so I added half inch at the upper part, which I'll be using for the turning of this skirt. I told you it's a bandless skirt, so if you are making a skirt with a band, just make sure you minus your band measurement from your skirt. But since there will be no band in this skirt, I'm measuring my full length. So if it was to be a band skirt, you just measure whatsoever the band will be, you take it out from your measurement, then you add half inch, which will be for the joining allowance, like I also did here. So now it's time to measure our half length. As I explained earlier, if you don't have, like, if you did not measure the half length, there's a way you can get it. That is your skirt, your new length measurement minus 4 inches. You just go upward by 4 inches from your new length. So the 6 inches we calculated, you divide it into 2. That is the 6 inches we calculated. We are cutting the 6 pieces, and from my calculation earlier, we calculated this a measurement, and our answer was 6 inches. So your 6 inches divided by 2, that is 3 inches. You measure it at this half length area. Then the next thing we do is to add 1 inch sewing allowance. The same thing you measure here, you measure in between this half length and your waist area. You measure the same, 3 inches plus 1, that's 4. I just measured it together like that. The same thing, the 4 inches also, you measure it at this waist area. Then you connect from your half length upward to your waist area. From your half length to your waist area, you connect a straight line just like this. And the next thing we'll be doing is to slant this line from this half length down to the lower part. For this lower part, I told you that our calculation is 6 inches, so I use times 2 of the 6 inches over here. That is 12 on 4. So when I open, I have 24. If you don't have enough fabric, you can skip that and just make it like 9 inches. So for this part over here, that's half length, I went in by quarter inch, just quarter inch. This is just to tighten the area so that it won't look just big, so it will look smart. So I just took out quarter inch at this area, and I reconnected the line from half length upward like 5 inches. Then I reconnected the line. That is what I did at that area. So the next thing you'll be doing is to cut out your first pieces. So this is the first piece, and from these pieces, this is what we'll be using to cut the remaining one. So I'm trying to pin this together so that I have an accurate measurement. That is what I'm trying to do right now. So just pin it together, because this is what we'll be using to measure the remaining one, and we don't want it to be adding to the ones we'll be measuring. So now the next thing we is to do is to cut the remaining pieces. So for this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to manage your fabric. Some people, when they want to cut their 6 pieces, they have a lot of pieces, that is like the unwanted fabric is always too much. This is because you don't know how to fold. So now I have folded this Ankara again. So this is how I folded it, and now I'll be placing the first one I cut. I'll be placing it. As you can see, there is this part that is short and there's this part that is wide. So the part that is short, I'll place it at this smaller part. I don't know if you understand. I'll place it at this smaller part, and the wider part I'll place it here. As you can see, the fabric we folded is not straight. So where the waist area will be at this smaller part, while the down part of this skirt will be as the wider part. So if you are using this method, it will save you a lot of your fabric, so you won't waste too much of your fabric. And make sure you place it accurately on the other one. So after you are sure of what you've done, you go ahead and cut the second one exactly the first one you cut. So again, we'll fold our fabric to cut the third one. We'll be cutting 5 first before we now cut the last one. So the 5 we'll be cutting will be the same thing, while the last one will be different. So watch to the end so that you can understand. So this is the other one. So like I said earlier, this part, the waist area, is always small. You make sure it is at the smaller part of your folding, and the lower part, which is wider, you place it at this lower part. So with this method, you'll be able to save a lot of your fabric. So you go ahead and cut. So we are cutting the fourth one now, right? So this is the fourth one. I folded the fabric, then I'll place it, that's the smaller part, that's the wider part. So I'll place the first pattern we cut that we are using to cut the remaining one. I'll place it on it. So I'll make sure it is accurate and it is the same. Then after I'm sure about that, I'll just go ahead and cut. So this is the fourth one. We still have one more to go. So this is the fourth one. So this is the fifth one I'll be cutting. This is the fifth one. So after you are done placing it, you go ahead and also you cut. So now we are done with cutting all these 5 pieces. We are done cutting them. So now it's time to cut the last one. This last one, we have a zipper allowance there, so we have to fold it very big, and we'll also be adding another something like a tail too, at the back. So you fold it wide enough that you have like excess of like 6 inches at this part here, 6 inches. So where the half length is, you extend the line to the new folded Ankara. Then you measure 1 inch at this area, from the half length up to the waist area. You measure 1 inch. This will serve as our zip allowance and also the joining. Then you go in by 1/4 inch, like the way we did for when we're drafting the first piece. So you just slant it upwards, like around 6 inches upward. Then you connect this part from the half length down to this part. So this is the extra tail we just be giving the back part. So after that, we go ahead to sew. You start with joining all the 5 pieces. That is, you join the 3 pieces first. This will serve as the front. This will serve for the front. So this is what I'm joining right now. So I'm joining 2 of this together, then I will add 1 to it. I lost some clip at that area. I should have showed you how I pinned the zip area. So the zip area of where we cut, I make sure I pinned it so that I don't confuse it to the other side, because it will look very similar, but you just have to pin it so I can differentiate. So this is the 3 that I've joined together. This will be for the front. So this is the 3 that I've joined. Let's go ahead and join the back. So this side is the zip area, and I put pin there so that I will not mistake it for the side. So after putting pin, so for these 2 sides, we now have 2 sides. So I'll join one of the remaining 2 that I have left, I'll join it to this part, and I'll also join the remaining one to the other side after I'm done with this. I hope you understand. Please, if you don't understand, just drop a comment in the comment section and I'll reply you as soon as I get them. So you go ahead and join this together. And please, if you haven't give this video a thumbs up, please do that now. Like this video, comment, drop a comment in the comment section. Thank you. So you go ahead and just join with 1 inch. Please make sure you are joining with the exact 1 inch, because if you join with more than 1 inch, it will affect your skirts. It will really affect it. So it's just to 1 inch you make sure you are sewing with. So now we move to the other side. So the remaining 1 piece we have, we join to this other side. So you make sure you are joining the 2 parts equally together. At least one is no longer than the other. So after you are done, this is the zip area. So I folded it like it's together. You know, the back will now be like 2 pieces like that. I don't know if you understand. The zip will divide it into 2. So this is the front. I folded it into 2 also because I now want to trim my hip and my waist. So I folded it into 2. Then I'll be arranging it on each other like this. This is how I do it. You can actually do it separately, but I like to do mine together because of time. So you place it, and when I'm doing this together, I make sure that I arrange them. They are very equal. So I arrange them to this half length area. So this is how it will look after arranging them. So this is what I have. So this the one below is the back, which I will mark out my zip allowance so that you will differentiate the front from the back. So now you know the zip allowance is 1 inch. So that's what I'm just trying to rule out at this area. So now after the zip allowance, you place your tape rule like that. Then you measure your actual waist. So for me, my waist is 30. That is, I will measure 7 and quarter, no, 7.5. So that is 30. Then I will add my 1 inch dart allowance, and then I will add my 1 inch sewing allowance. So for this sewing allowance, since we use 1 inch to join this, you can only get 1 inch to also join the skirts. So you can't use 1.5. So now I'll measure my hip length, that is from your waist to your hip. Mine is 9 inches. Then I'll measure my hip measurements. So your hip measurement divided by 4, you know our hip is 36. So 36 divided by 4, that is 9 inches. You measure 9 inches there. Then you measure your sewing allowance to 1 inch. So I'll measure 1 inch. Then at this half length area too, I'll measure my hip. At that area, and I will add my sewing allowance too. Sometimes you can just reduce this part with, like, if your hip is 36, you can use 35. Then I will connect. So this is looking straight because I added a dart. No, if there was no dart, at least there will be a curve from the waist to the hip. So you just connect like this back to the flare area. So the next thing I'll be doing is to cut this unwanted part out. So I'm trying to rule out that part for you to know that that's the half length area. So I'll just go ahead and cut this part out. So for your darts, you measure your nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2 plus half inch. That is, my nipple to nipple measurement is 7. So 7 divided by 2 is 3.5 plus half inch is 4. So you measure it the way we add that. I lost a lot of clip, that's why I couldn't show you this. So now it's time to fix our lining. For this lining, I'll be fixing the half lining. I'm not fixing the full lining. If you want to fix the full lining, you go ahead and use the same pieces you cut out to cut the lining. But this is the half lining, and I'll just be joining it like that. Then after joining it, I top stitch at this area with half inch. So as I told you, it's a bandless skirt. So this is what it will look like after joining the lining. to the side of that zip, to the waist, down to the other side. Then it's time for us to fix our zip. So before I join this back, I'll measure my zip length. So whatsoever I have, I will start the joining after the zip length. So I'll just join with, I've fixed this line with 1/4 inch, so I'll be left with 3/4 inch instead of 1 inch. So I'll join with 1/4 inch. Then I went ahead to fix my zip and also hem the lower part of the skirt, and this is what I have. As you can see, the lower part is very full. It is very full. Like if you wear it, it will be very full on your body. So this is what I have after joining and after sewing. This is the back, and this is the zip side. This is what it looks like. It looks really, really nice. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.